Hi, kindergarten. So today I'm going to read you a story. It's one of my favorites. I always start my school year off with this story. And it's called How Full Is Your Bucket? And it's for kids. It was written by Tom Rath and Mary Reckmeyer. So we all have an invisible bucket above our head. And I didn't know if you know that or not. And we're going to read a little bit about what's inside that bucket. How do we fill someone's bucket, or how could we tip over someone's bucket? So, and when we get back to the classroom, you'll actually have your own little bucket that we keep here. We put little pom-poms in them. Felix was putting one of the last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. "I want to build with you," she said. Felix scowled. "Go away. You're too little." "I'm big. Stay back. You'll knock it over." "I can be very careful. Go away. Go play with your baby toys, Anna." Uh-oh. There are no words here, but I can see that she's feeling very, very frustrated with her brother. And so look what she does. She goes whack, and she knocks down Felix's tower. So she's not very happy. I know Felix is not very happy right now. "Grandpa!" Grandpa shook his head. "Felix, you just dipped from your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels very bad. But when it's full, she feels great. Did you ever notice your own bucket?" Invisible bucket? Sometimes Felix just couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking. But the next morning, when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating above his head. See it right there? When Felix came down to have breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. "I've got a meeting this morning and it's almost time to go. Anna, sit still." So they're all rushing, they're in a hurry. Have you ever had a morning like that where you feel like, oh, we're gonna be late for work or late for school? Felix slipped and cocoa wheat scattered across the floor. "Felix," yelled his mom, "you should have used a stool to reach that." Felix could feel his bucket tip and big invisible drips spilled right out. Drip, drip. "Ha ha," Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. Drip. "Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus," scolded Mom. With the school bus honking, Felix quickly swept up the cocoa wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he could even take one bite, Buster, the dog, jumped up and grabbed the muffin right out of his hand. Drip. Do you see his invisible bucket? The water is leaving it. And I think he's probably feeling very sad right now. He's not had a very good morning. "Hey, look at Felix's new backpack. My baby brother has that one." Drip. So someone's making fun of him, and that empties his bucket. Psst, Felix, psst. So he feels like people are talking about him. You can even look at his face. He's definitely not feeling very happy right now. Watch out, shrimp." Someone pushes him. Drip. Uh-oh, his bucket is running out of water. It was still morning and Felix's bucket felt almost empty. As he watched his classmates walk into the room, he secretly hoped that they would just trip and fall. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. So you can look at him. You can see he's just not had a very good morning. You can see his bucket is not hardly full at all. And he just looks mad. He almost, and like it said, he wants other people to like trip and fall. And that's not good to feel that way, is it? Felix just slumped into his seat, waiting for something else bad to happen. Mrs. Bumpernickel walked slowly up to his desk and handed him a paper. He could hardly bear to look. Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class? Felix grinned and felt a great big drop land right in his bucket. Drop? So the teacher filled his bucket because she gave him a compliment. She said, "What a great story you wrote." The class grew quiet, and they laughed at all the right places and oohed at all the scary parts of Felix's story. And when Felix finally read the end, everyone clapped, even Emily, who sat next to him and usually didn't even like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. So here he's reading his story, and look, drop, plink, plop, all that water is filling his bucket, and he is just feeling so good. Look, his mommy wrote him a note, and that filled his bucket. And in gym class, it says, team captains today are Veronica and Felix. Drop, that filled his bucket. Nice cow! It's a dog. Well, nice colors there, Felix. So his teacher's giving him a compliment, and that fills his bucket. Cool laser ant backpack, Felix. Someone else gave him a compliment, that filled his bucket. By afternoon, Felix's bucket was nearly full. So look at that bucket. It's really full, isn't it? At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. So here's Felix. Look, the teacher dropped some papers, and look, it says drop. Drop. He says, "Let me help you. Here's your baseball catch. Thanks, dude." So, hi, I'm Felix. Is it your first day? Yes. The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop go in his bucket. So it's kind of like when you help someone out, doesn't that make you feel good? So Felix noticed, like when he helped his teacher pick up papers that he dropped, not only did he fill the teacher's bucket, but he filled his own bucket. When Felix burst into the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Grandpa. I do have a bucket, and I do understand how it works now." Then he saw Anna's torn doll. "Bad dog," he almost scolded. But then he thought, dogs might have an invisible bucket too. "Your doll will be okay, Anna," said Felix. "Mom will fix her." Look, she's crying. Wah! And you can tell the dog feels bad. "Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks?" And so they did. So Felix saw that his sister was sad, so he asked her to go play blocks because he knew that that would make her smile and make her happy. So, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed my story. How full is your bucket? We're going to be doing an activity later talking about what is a bucket filler and what is not a bucket filler. So, thank you so much for listening.